Good morning. This is the Pampered Chef's Bar Pan. It's one of our pieces in our collection of stoneware, and it's actually one of my absolute favorite pieces. It's kind of like a jelly roll or maybe like a pumpkin roll kind of pan. You can fit a lot of food on here. As an example, you'll see here we have about 10, 11 strips of bacon, and we love bacon because of course we're on keto, and the bacon actually helps with the seasoning process of the baking stone. When you first get it, it's like a rough sandpapery type of texture, but the very first time that you use it, you'll start to notice that it becomes more slick, and that becomes the non-stick surface, and that way anything from chicken to fish to chicken nuggets will just literally scrape right off with ease. So this is an example of what we have here. So let's say, for example, that you wanted to make a sheet pan meal. For example, you could take 2 or 3 chicken breast, put it onto the bar pan, throw on your veggies, even maybe like a starch if you wanted to, and you could use this for your entire meal, so you would have one thing to clean up. So there's a lot of opportunities here. You can do bar cookies, bar brownies, jelly rolls, pumpkin rolls, any kind of meats. What happens with the meat is it creates a crispy outer texture and super moist center. Another great thing is the baking stone actually takes on the temperature of the oven, and this is like actually kind of like oh gosh, what is it called? Like a fire oven, or not fire oven, like a brick oven type of baking. So it actually, the heat of the oven actually takes on the temperature with the baking stone and mimics that temperature. So it's not going to overcook your food or what have you. And again, you're not going to burn anything, which is also another great thing. So a lot of opportunities here. You can, again, do your cakes on here. So if you wanted to make like a Texas sheet cake, you could do that. You could do a batch of Rice Krispie treats. It's really endless. The darker your stone looks, the better the stone bakes and cooks. And again, that also prevents foods from sticking as well. So you might notice some spots here that are a little bit more darker. That's just exactly the way you want it. As a matter of fact, you may even know somebody who has a baking stone that is like black, and that is what we consider perfection with our baking stones. Now, to clean the stones up, it's super duper easy. You can put this in the sink and just clean it up with a scraper. It comes with a scraper, so you can scrape off any excess foods. Hot to warm water is all you really need for your cleanup, but you can actually put soap on it. There used to be a theory that you can't, but FDA is approved. Totally, we can do that. So you can throw soap on it and clean it up with ease. You can also throw it into the dishwasher now. That's also been approved, so it's easy cleanup for sure. And of course, after you use it once or twice, you're good to go. So whether you're cooking biscuits, whether you're dropping some cookies on there, what have you, this bar pan is going to become something that you use all the time. One great tip to do with all of your Pampered Chef products is actually to leave them on top of your stovetop or on top of your countertop. You may think, why would I want to do that? Well, the reason being is because the more you see something, the more you're going to use it. And if this is a new item in your kitchen, you're not going to think about this first in all likelihood. So if you leave this on top of your countertop, every time you think to go cook a grilled cheese, or maybe you want to pour a batter of pancake mix on here and have squared pancakes, really, you're going to think about using this all the time once you leave it on top of your cooktop. And then it will become that go-to pan and truly the investment that you were looking for. These pans can last forever because they're really a hard clay, and if you buy like a baking stone from Target or whatever you guys call it, those are actually terracotta clay, which means that it's like the same kind of clay that they use to make a pot, like a pot that you put a plant potter, I should say. So the reason they use those pieces is because it's super cheap, but the problem is that you can only do dry things like pizzas and biscuits and things like this. But this is a baking stone, so you're going to be able to cook any kind of foods on here, any kind all the time. So that is the Pampered Chef's large baking stone, and it is the bar pan, and it's definitely one of my favorites. So whether you have this one or you want to add to your collection, the stoneware is one of our hottest lines in the catalog. Thanks so much.